think when you look at it in the pass that comes from Lauren James, it's really fizzed at her with pace at a really awkward height, which you can see she's dealt with well, but that is magnificent. And that's saying to a striker, come onto it. Just watch. That ball's really tough. You can see where she's had to deal with it. She's dealt with it brilliantly. But that cross that's just absolute world-class cross. Look, she's running away from it. Look, now she's got to whip her body on it. And that's just like easy for Leslie. Look, even come off of her thigh, I think. Brilliant cross. Fantastic, Lucy Bruns.
What impressed you most about that goal?
I think just the pace of everything. You know, Lauren James fizzing it, Lucy Bruns, another fizzing pass, bodies into the box, and that's Alessia's 8th goal in 8 games that she had for Arsenal, and she's continued her form again tonight, which we need her in top form, as she absolutely is.
We do, don't we? 21 goals in an England shirt now for Alessia Russo. A player that we spoke about in detail and at length was Grace Clinton in our build-up, because she's obviously stepping in for Georgia Stanway. She looks comfortable, and to use your word, she looks pretty fresh as well.
Yeah, I mean, look, she hasn't played too much for Manchester United, but that's not really her fault in terms of how good Manchester United women have been. So she's had to wait her time, but she's given her a chance here, as you mentioned, with Georgia Stanway not in a team, and I love this. The position there, she's not marked, she's in space, back foot, front foot, uses a bit of physicality then to get away from the players that she had a touch with. She's always on the move, again, half-turn, facing forward, and that's a really good ball through. Again, the only thing I would say is, can we be ruthless? Can we finish in those situations? The thing I said about her, though, was this defensive part. Brilliant physicality, brilliant in possession. It's those moments there where you've got to stay alert, you've got to stay concentrated, because that could have been a foul, could have been a penalty, but great nick, a vital nick, and doing the defensive work really well again. This is where I love her, in these little movements. This is now in the back shoulder. This should have been a penalty. She's pulled back and argued for it, and just the referee wasn't on it tonight. You just see it again there. Pulled back, right side, in there. She's box to box. So great opportunity for her tonight, and a brilliant first 45, and she should have had a penalty.
Agree with that?
Yeah, I do, yeah. As a number 8, you've seen what she's doing, and we know what Georgia Stanway gives us. She obviously gets in, she could score her goals as well and penalties, but I've not seen a performance like this for a while. Somebody in our own box, in the middle, creating, in the 10, turning, putting people in. This is brilliant. She's given us another level.
Another dynamic.
Yeah.
Now, England, we've really enjoyed their performance so far, but they look like they're enjoying it as well, Righty, because you can just see in the way that it's all coming together.
Well, you have to say as well, with all due respect to Portugal, I don't think they can get close enough to us when we do start to pass the ball. But even when we do lose it, bang, we're back in there. Jess tries to go, we lose it, bang, Leslie gets in, and then they calm, pop, 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 and then she goes inside. This is what I was saying at the start about playing at pace, because they're going to play with a 5 at the back. And if we can move them about quickly, they will not be able to organise themselves. And like Karen said, what we've got to do is take advantage of that. That's got to be a better cross. I think that was a cross-come shot. And we've got to take the chance, what Ella just said as well, just to really finalise how good we're playing at the moment.
OK, well, plenty to look forward to in the second half in Portugal. As Karen said, we want to see them build on that opening half and get some more goals in the back of the net. But it was a beautifully worked goal that took them 1-0 ahead. It was Lauren James to Lucy Bruns to Alessia Russo with her 21st goal in an England shirt. Plenty to look forward to on the other side of this break. Plenty to analyse and dissect after that 90 minutes we just saw in Portugal. Overall thoughts, because it felt, Karen, like a game of 2 halves.
Yeah, spot on. First half, lots of chances. Disappointed that we didn't make it more than one. I was energised. I was pretty positive about England. Second half, I'm like scratching my head thinking it's a different team. No energy, the composure, the concentration, the basics went, and we got punished. But look, you have to be more ruthless in the first half, and that was our Achilles heel tonight. So a little bit disappointed, but, more lessons to be learned. We've got another 6 games to go to that Euros, but we've got to improve, particularly in that second half performance.
Now, we were scratching our heads, weren't we, at the start, thinking how was Kika Nazareth not on the pitch from the start? She came on in the second half, and Righty, she had a huge impact.
Massive impact. Like I say, I think the coach was being a little bit more defensive-minded to leave someone like that out at this stage of the game, and she's their best player, and she's showed within minutes of coming on how good she is.
She's just beautiful, honestly, beautiful player, technically gifted. She's already in the half space there, getting onto it. She caused problems for us, pops into her, and it's that concentration. I mentioned about Grace. She was unbelievable majority of the game, and I said it's about that one time that you switch off, you track your runners, you check your shoulders, because good players who don't start, that come on, can do that. They can be out of it and just do something magical and wonderful like Kika did there. And I'm gutted for Grace, because she put in a great thing, and it wasn't all on her, but she ran off the back of her, and those are the difference at the top level. But that is a wonderful finish from Kika.
I think it's a brilliant learning curve for her as well, because I thought as a number 8 today, she done very, very well, both boxes, in the middle of the pitch, in the 10, setting things up. But that is brilliant for her to see when you're dealing with a player of that calibre. You've got to be looking at where you are, because that's what she's got to learn now. You know, she's not somebody who's playing regularly at her club, so those little bits of lapsing concentration can easily happen. So I'm hoping that she'll probably learn from that, because she had a fantastic game today.
And England had a fantastic game, especially in that opening half, didn't they? They were 1-0 up. Will they be ruining their missed chances? Because there were plenty of chances to put this game to bed.
Yeah, I think that is the story of the game, really, because I can't really think about... Kika had that wonderful chance, but Mary Earps has had very little to do, and these are the opportunities where you have momentum. It's the team are defensive, Portugal, they probably play the wrong tactics, the wrong managers maybe got it a little bit wrong. You're ruthless, you punish teams, and we've watched Spain in the other game come back and win. Winners find a way. When you have the momentum, take it and be more clinical.
Yeah, absolutely right. And again, I don't know if that's a shot or a cross, but I think that when Lucy Bronze came off as well, it kind of threw our balance as well with what she gives us going out there as well. I thought Jess Park had a bit too much to do with the whip she was trying to hold, trying to beat players. She had 2 players on her some of the times, but I just think it's a massive learning curve, because once he changed it to the 4 at the back and brought Kika on, and you see her picking up them spaces, we weren't closing them, and they were able to pass the ball down it through our lines into that kind of play, and it was great play from them, flick, and she went through, and it was a good bit of quality play from Portugal, and we were punished for it. And again, you know, the chances we had and the opportunities we had to make chances, we didn't take them, so you get punished.
And for all the positives we did speak about, there was a bit of sloppiness as well, wasn't there, at times?
Yeah, and that's the thing that we said we're scratching her head at. It's just that you have...
This one here, that's got to be a 1-2. That's got to go straight back into her. Jess Park does brilliantly there. She took a couple of people on and played it in. She's played this here, Paul. That's Kira. That's our main ball player. You know, that can't be happening now, especially at that stage of the game when they're back in it. And again, you look at this from Lauren James. That I don't know what that is. Is someone injured? Someone's injured for her to kick the ball out like that. I don't know what happened there, but again, the concentration levels that you have to have all the way through the game at this level has got to be at elite level.
And how do you correct that then? How do you improve on that? Because they've got a big game against Spain coming up on Wednesday night. And that's not just about points, it's pride as well. You know, they got beaten in the World Cup final by Spain. They want to put in a performance, don't they?
Yeah, look, whenever you put on an England jersey, everyone will want to do the right thing and do well. But like I said, there's concentration also. Don't be afraid to tell your player when it's not good enough. Don't be afraid to tell them that our standards have dropped. Don't be afraid to say, switch on. I think we need that a little bit. And I do think Righty's point about maybe Lucy Bronze going off, she is ruthless, she is a winner, and she'll certainly tell you. So I think maybe a couple of other players as well have got to keep those standards high when maybe some of the senior players go off, because there was a drop-off in that second half.
Yeah, she is their most capped player, isn't she? And brings a lot of experience to this Lionesses side. OK, it's time for a break, after which we'll head back to Portugal and hope to hear from the England manager, Serena Wiegman. She said it was a chance to write a new chapter in their story. So let's see how she reflects on the draw tonight in Portugal. Back in a moment.
Serena, not how you wanted to start your Nations League campaign. Should you have come away with more?
Well, it's 1-1, so that doesn't really matter. Of course, I'd hoped to come with more. I think we played a very good first half. I think we could have got some more goals. That would have helped. And the second half, they changed the shape. We had to adapt to that. And then when they're starting to push, then we hope to keep the ball better. That's what we did the last part of the second half. And yeah, we want to do that better next time.
Yeah, England seemed to fade away in the second half. What do you put that down to?
Yeah, they changed. They brought a lot more players up front. They changed their shape, and we were figuring out. And at the end, we did figure out. And the first moment they came through, and yeah, I think they scored that goal really well. But at the other hand, we could have done better there. We know that. And then we got the organisation better, and I think we pushed a little more too. So unfortunately, we couldn't get it to another goal.
Another low-scoring game with plenty of chances. Like you say, you wanted to see more goals from your side. How big a concern is that with the Euros coming up?
Well, I'm not thinking about that. I'm just thinking about next Wednesday. And then, yeah, we have work to do. And it's Spain. It's going to be a tough game again in Wembley. And we'll review this game tomorrow. And then we take the step to Spain and we try to win that game again.
Like you say, Spain next, and I'm sure you're aware of the noise after the Luis Rubiales verdict. What kind of message does that send out to the future of women's football?
Well, first of all, of course, that we have to talk about this again. It's good because it's changed society, and I stand with the Spanish players, and they have so much courage to do this, and it does make change, but more change needs to be made. So they're still in it. Yeah, and it's just really unfortunate that we can't talk about. Yeah, we are talking about football, but we also have to talk about this.
Thanks, Serena. Thank you.
Of course, it has been a huge story, not just in Spain, but across the footballing world. And I think Serena spoke really well about it there.
Yeah, it's an unfortunate story because I think when you look at what England done when they won the Euros, we were talking about equal access for girls and giving girls a chance to play. But the Spanish ladies have won the World Cup. And this is the only thing that people talk about. It feels like it's taken something away from them. So hopefully the Spanish FA can move on. And the ladies can move on, you know, knowing that they achieved something amazing. And this can be buried forever now.
Well said, Righty. And that is something that we'll get into in detail as England plays Spain on Wednesday. As for what we have just seen in Portugal, we have to look ahead, don't we? Because this is not just the Nations League. It's the road to the Euros in Switzerland in the summer. But also the importance of this is also the World Cup qualifying groups and the standings for 2027 in Brazil. So these games are so important. What do England need to build on from this match?
Yeah, they are, and we've got 6 games left, 5 games in the Nations League and 1 more friendly before that opening game of the Euros. So that there is a lot of work that we have to do. I thought Serena's interview was correct. I thought we had a lot of chances, we didn't take them, and it's just a concentration level. And if there's a change in tactics, we have to adapt, but adapt a lot quicker than what we did tonight. But you know, she will go and review it. I don't want to be too harsh on England today. I think we have to improve, but the big test will come on Wednesday, as she said as well, because it's Spain. So I think it's a reaction that we need, and I hope to see on Wednesday.
How big a test will Spain be?
Spain, we're a massive test. They're the world champions. We've seen what they've done today. They were 2-0 down and end up winning 3-2 in extra time because they're winners. And like you said, Kaz, winners win. I think that what we've got to do is learn from these mistakes. We've got to punish by a really top player today, and that's going to come up when we're playing against these teams more frequently. So what we've got to learn is from those mistakes. But we know that we can play tournament football if it comes down to it. But going into them, it'd be nice to play like we did in that first half, show people what we're capable of doing, playing the ball fast, taking the chances, and then taking someone like Kika Nazareth out of the equation when she does come on, because she's not going to hurt us like she did there, because that's what you've got to do. Finish the teams off so the best players don't come on and hurt you.
Yeah, making the most of chances is going to be key against Spain of all teams, right? Yeah,
look, you might not get as many as you want, so again, you have to be ruthless. But we do step up against big teams. We like thriving in those environments. But yeah, there is a lot to be done. But like I said, for me, the main thing is stepping up at that tournament. I know every game matters and counts, but for me, I just want us to retain that title.
Okay. Well, let's just have a look at what else has been happening in the Nations League tonight. And as you can see, Scotland and Wales sadly missed out 1-0 scorelines in both of those matches. The Republic of Ireland had a new manager at the helm and they managed to beat Turkey, so a big night for them. And Poland, 2-0 winners over Northern Ireland. So a big night of Nations League football. We've said how important this tournament is. How much are you enjoying this? Being back here, Nations League, first night, Righty?
I love it, you know what I mean? It's good, and I thought the game was very good. I mean, once Portugal changed their system as well, it was even better. But, you know, I thought the game was brilliant from start to finish. Portugal showed what they're capable of, and we showed what we're capable of.
Well, thank you very much for your company, both of you. So it's a point in Portugal for the Lionesses. We'll see you on Wednesday night at Wembley.